They take a street corner, a corner in one of those neighborhoods. They buy the building. Inside that building, they'll rehab it. They'll put a pool table. They'll put a computer lab that might have 3 or 4 computers. It's not very large. They'll have an office for a psychologist to come in and talk to the kids. They'll put a basketball net up. Now I'm talking about the first project had a basketball court the size of maybe 5 of these tables were sitting around. So it's not very big, but what they do is they reach out to the kids that hang out on those corners. They invite them in. And another unique part of that program was they went to a local college at Cincinnati Christian University down on Warsaw Avenue. They invite those college kids that have courses in social work or city ministry. They'll invite those kids in as part of some of their coursework to come in and volunteer and work with those kids. So those students get credit for the courses, but they also get hands-on experience to work with those kids and understand different cultures. This particular ministry now has a church. That's a second project in Price Hill. A church was given to them. Part of the conversation was, the worst thing that can happen to you is somebody give you a church because churches are very expensive to take care of. They took that church, and about three weeks ago, in a meeting we had, that particular church had 27 different events that went on in that church. They have a Hispanic group that meets there and does their worship. They had at one time a black group that came in and did a black church service. They also have a urban Appalachian group that comes in and does ministry there. So at one time there were 3 different ethnic groups meeting in the same church, which is part of their outreach. How do we get those groups to work with one another? And I was part of some of the fundraising for some of those projects. I asked myself, what's the key piece of that whole thing? I think the key piece is committed volunteers. It takes a very strong leader with a great idea, but that strong leader with a great idea can only do it if you have committed volunteers. In this particular case, this particular ministry has, in Price Hill right now, they have 7 different properties. How do you take care of 7 different properties if you're a very small nonprofit? I think the nonprofit has a budget of $150,000. I think. I've never really seen their financial statement. And they do it with, they have 1 volunteer that is a retired 73-year-old guy who gives 30 hours a week to maintain all these buildings, totally free. Matter of fact, this same volunteer, he started a bicycle ministry. He has a way to get all the bicycles he wants. These are bicycles that are returned to retail stores that they can't use. They throw them in a dumpster. He basically said, you don't need to throw them in a dumpster. Call me up. I'll pick up 10 bicycles at a time. He goes home in his off time. He fixes those bicycles. He gives them to those kids that come into these various programs they have. They have to earn points to get those bicycles. So to me, the key is you got to do it with strong leadership and volunteers that don't ask, what do I get out of it, but what can I contribute to make things better?